Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Hypixel Skyblock Hardmode series, the series where we, of course, do not use the auction house or the bazaar or trade with any other players for that matter. Which I felt like is something that needed to be mentioned at the beginning of today's episode because you guys left me some very questionable suggestions in the comments of the last episode. But I'll get into that a little bit later. To start off the episode here, I want to talk about the new mayor, Mayor Scorpius, who was just elected like 2 days ago or so, and some interesting events that have unfolded for me since his election. As always though guys, if you are new to the channel and have not already subscribed, please do consider doing so if you enjoyed today's episode at any point, because we are of course on the road to 100,000 subscribers, trying to hit that by the end of this year. So yeah, it would mean a lot if you could hit that sub button for me. So as I'm sure a lot of you probably already know, with the election of Mayor Scorpius, a bunch of new items were added into Skyblock, with the biggest of these items being a brand new overpowered mage weapon called the Midas Staff. Unfortunately for me though, not only does the Midas Staff require a Catacombs level of 25, and I'm currently 22, but in order for it to be good, you also need to purchase it for 100 million coins, and I'm currently rocking 19 million, so not even 20% of the way there. But that was okay with me because I still had a plan in place on how I could take advantage of this mayor. And that plan was to focus on some other dark auction items that I figured people would be overlooking since everyone would be there for the new items and the Midas Staff. And the two things that I was after, for some reasons I will get into probably later in this episode, were the Turtle Pet and the Parrot Pet. Now, the process of getting the Parrot Pet actually went over pretty smoothly. I hopped into the dark auction like the first day the new mayor was elected, and like the first item I see is an epic Parrot Pet. I was able to win the auction for a very cheap, like 1.4 million coins or something, and yeah, that was that. But then when it came to the Turtle Pet, things didn't go quite as well. So first off, after that dark auction where I saw the Parrot Pet, I probably ended up going to another like 4 or 5 dark auctions before I finally saw an epic Turtle Pet in the auction. So then of course, after waiting all this time to see this pet, I knew I had to buy it right here and right now. So I just started going crazy on the bidding. I wasn't even really looking at like the prices I was bidding for it. I didn't even know what like the auction house like regular value of the Turtle Pet was. I just assumed nobody was gonna bid like crazy over that price. So I just kept increasing my bid every time someone forced me to. And when all was said and done, I ended up paying about 3.3 million coins for this epic Turtle Pet. So maybe just by me saying that, a bunch of you are like cringing already, or maybe you're like me and you thought, hey, 3.3 million coins, that sounds like a pretty good price. Unfortunately, what I found out after I ended up buying the Turtle Pet when I went to the auction house, and of course, sorted by lowest price, is that Turtle Pets are not even worth 1 million coins anymore. Now, if that had been a legendary Turtle Pet, I would have gotten a very good deal. But of course, as we all saw, it is only an epic Turtle Pet, meaning it's probably worth about 700,000 coins. So yeah, long story short, I went into the dark auction expecting to get a very good deal on these items that I thought no one was going to care about, and ended up scamming myself for about 2.5 million coins. But you know what? It's in the past now, and as much as it hurts to lose 2.5 million coins on the hard mode profile, I think we'll be able to recover. But now, the question I'm sure a lot of you are asking is, okay Rage, but why did you even want to buy an epic Turtle Pet in the first place? What use is that pet gonna serve you? And in order to answer that question, we have to travel back all the way to the last episode where I was having a bunch of trouble surviving on floor 6 dungeons, and so I of course asked you guys in the comments to leave me some suggestions. And very overwhelmingly, like the most popular response, or like tip I guess, in order to survive, was to get some tier 9 perfect armor. Which is when I started to question whether you guys even knew what series this was, and also why I mentioned at the beginning of today's video that we do not use auction house or bazaar on this series. Because a tier 9 perfect chestplate alone, just the chestplate, costs about 1 million diamonds. And even if I had 20 tier 7 diamond minions with diamond spreading running on my island 24 hours a day, they would only be making about 50,000 diamonds a day, meaning it would take around 3 weeks in order to get just the tier 9 perfect chestplate. So after realizing that my comment section was not going to be of much help to me, I decided to take matters into my own hands, and I began to research some more easy to obtain and like budget sets just to make it past floor 5 and have a chance at floor 6. And throughout all my research, I was really not able to find any like good budget mage builds that I was going to be able to get without without using the auction house or bazaar, but what I did find interestingly enough was some budget berserker builds that I could get my hands on. For example, this 3/4 Shadow Assassin and Zombie Knight chestplate build that I talked about in the last episode as an out of dungeons build is obviously also very strong in dungeons itself, because of the fact that all of these pieces are dungeon items. Which is when the idea started to brew in my mind that I could potentially switch over to the Berserker class just to survive in floor 6 until I was able to get my hands on some Necromancer Lord pieces and I could switch back over to my Mage class. So naturally, I hopped into a dungeon with this setup, threw on a good damage pet, and I got absolutely annihilated. Which is where the turtle pet finally came into play, because one suggestion that I saw during my research was that if you are going to do a build that is very heavily centered around damage, as opposed to using a high damage pet, you actually want to use a pet that gives good defense. And as you can see right here, the Epic Turtle's first perk, Turtle Tactics, allows you to gain plus 10% defense already at only level 41 here, which that 10% defense scales very, very nicely in dungeons when you're already looking at having like thousands of defense. But now the question I actually want to answer here is not whether or not it's good enough for floor 6s, but actually just whether or not it's good enough for floor 5s, which is what I just hopped into a random party for right now. And the reason it only needs to be good enough for floor 5s here is because if I'm able to grind floor 5s as a Berserker, I can level up my Berserker class in order to obviously get it prepared for floor 6, and I can also work towards items such as the Shadow Assassin chestplate, which will give me a much better chance of surviving as a Berserker in floor 6. So this right off the bat is a great test here. I'm in a fight with a Shadow Assassin. If we can survive this, I think we're gonna be okay for the rest of the dungeon. Now, we did have some help from our team right there, but definitely was able to survive, so that is good to know. Now, one thing you'll probably be able to see here is that as a Berserker, I take a lot of damage from all these different mobs, but I also do a lot of damage, which will allow me to lifesteal back up all the health I'm losing as long as I'm constantly hitting different enemies. And the key to remember here also is that right now, like, my accessories aren't reforged for like the perfect amount of damage. I think I currently have them all on strong, so that could obviously get better there and help me improve this setup. On top of that, my turtle pet is only a level 42. At max level, I gain plus 20% defense, which is double what I'm getting now. And again, if I can pull off that Shadow Assassin chestplate, that'll be huge because it'll let me get the full set bonus of Shadow Assassin, which gives you a ton of extra strength as you get farther into the dungeon run. So yeah, overall, I'm super confident that this is going to be the right path forward for me. I just need to work on improving this setup, and that'll help me get to where I need to be. Now, with that being said, the road ahead is still not going to be extremely easy or anything. The Shadow Assassin chestplate is a crazy rare drop. I could go like 100, 150, 200 runs and maybe never even see one. So yeah, it's still gonna require a bit of luck in order to progress forward. Now, with that being said, as always, I'm open to suggestions from you guys, but please, can we not have anything like the tier 9 perfect chestplate again? Like reasonable stuff that's not gonna take me like a month of grinding to get or something, you know? Like, hopefully if I grind enough floor 5 dungeons, it won't take me an impossibly long amount of time in order to get the Shadow Assassin chestplate. And then, of course, the key moment in any dungeons run: am I able to survive during the boss fight? And as you can see here, thanks to some floor 5 strats that have been developed by some very smart players, it's pretty easy to get through the fight as long as you have a competent party. So yeah, with that, we secure an S+ run, and let's see if I can get a good pull here while we're recording a test for a video. That tends to happen a lot. Would be really sick if it could happen here. Shadow Assassin boots. Come on, man. Not paying 2 mil for those. And so, yeah, that pretty much brings us to where I'm at now. I just need to run a lot of floor 5 dungeons if I want to make that progress. So maybe over the next couple of days, I will pop on for a stream or something to run some floor 5 dungeons. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would like to see. And I do also have one other little trick up my sleeve as a potential backup plan that I don't want to have to resort to. But if this strat that I'm working on right now ends up not panning out, then maybe I'll have to. Anyways, though, for the sake of the rest of today's episode, it is of course time to transition over to our episodic dragons of the video. And the nice thing about grinding zealots is I can actually work towards 2 goals at one time, because I'm obviously working towards getting summoning eyes for the dragon fights, and if I use my turtle pet like I am right now, I'm also leveling it up pretty quickly since it is a combat pet. So yeah, I will see you guys after I endure the misery of grinding zealots for a little bit longer and get enough eyes to do the fight. Alright guys, so got my 3 eyes, got into a party, and this time I made sure to not party up with anybody who is too sweaty. Oh wait, I need to switch off my pet really quickly. Okay, that was bad. I had sheep pet on for mana for a little bit. But yeah, last time I think we went with a very sweaty player in the party, which kind of went against us. Oh, another wise drag. Let's go. Okay, I don't want to waste too much mana on AOTEing there. but I do want to get back to my spot here. Wait, this is big though. If we could do a decent amount of damage on this Wise Dragon, we could pull off a piece that would be really, really good for us. Because I am looking to transition into Wise Dragon armor once I hit Catacombs level 28 and I'm able to convert it into a dungeon item. So yeah, this could be insane. All right, it is going into fireball mode here. Come on, let me get some big hits here. Big hits with the livid. All right, a little bit out of practice. Didn't do amazing there, but I did good enough, I think. We're at 1 mil damage already. So that's solid. So now that I purposely put myself into a party that did not have any sweats, since I'm obviously not a sweat either, it'll be good to see if 3 eyes is viable. And wow, look at that. Not in a party with sweats, and I'm able to hit 3 mil damage. Position number 3. Awesome, man. Please tell me I pulled something decent with these 3 eyes. Wait, what? 3rd place and I get frags on... What? I wasn't even that far off. There's no way, man. Okay, wait. Some guy in the party placed definitely at least 1 spot lower than me and also placed 1 less eye, and he gets boots and I get 22 frags. I cannot believe this is real life. Actually, these 22 frags end up being a pretty good amount on the positive side of things. I have 58 frags sitting in my ender chest, which means that I have exactly 80 frags, so I could craft a chest plate if I wanted to. It's just unfortunate though, because I felt like I did everything I needed to there in order to not get fragged, and I still ended up getting fragged anyway. Alright guys, and one last big thing I want to cover before the end of today's episode is that 2 new city projects have just been released tonight, because obviously the last 2, the blacksmith and the builder's house, have now been completed. And the reason I want to talk about these is because this one in particular, the Bartender's Brewery, has a really cool personal bonus perk if you get up to 24 contributions. Because if you look at the bottom there, at 24 contributions, you get a 5% discount at Maddox, which means 5% off of every single Slayer. Now, that's not like a massive percentage, but just like having 5% off Slayer prices forever would be so sick. The other city project is this Farm Merchant's Dwelling. Not as cool of bonuses, just a head start and then a discount at the merchant. But the description does say that the Farm Merchant will have new tools, so may end up being really, really useful to have that 10% discount if there's like some crazy new expensive like version of the Rookie Hoe or something. But yeah, I'm not going to waste any time at all. I'm going to get to work immediately on farming up all the materials I need to make these contributions, because the last thing I want to do is not contribute for a day on accident or something and then miss out on that 5% Maddox discount. Alright, so actually 2 things, guys. First off, I really quickly realized that I had everything I needed for these bartender ones just sitting like in my island chest, so that was super convenient. So we can go ahead and knock the first one out. We can also go ahead and knock the second one out. And finally, the third one. Now only 21 more contributions to go. Unfortunately, what I also ended up realizing is that these contributions for the farm merchant are not as easy as I thought. Like, I'm pretty sure an enchanted hay bale and 64 enchanted seeds is actually going to take me a decent amount of time to get. And also, an enchanted cactus is 160 enchanted cactus green, so that might not be happening either. But I can at least do the first contribution there and get 1 point for it, so yay. But yeah, anyways guys, that's where I'm going to go ahead and end off today's episode, so hopefully you did enjoy it. As always, if you guys like the Badlion cloak you may have seen me wearing throughout today's episode, you can pick it up for 10% off using the link in the description, and you will help support me and my channel. But yeah, thank you guys once again for watching, and I will hopefully see you in another episode about 2 to 3 days from now. So yeah, see you guys then. Peace.